Hello everyone at WTC. My name is Kraig Kenta Saito, based in LA, and I'll be sharing my experiences with you on how I play taiko with my physical limitations. For those of you who don't know me, I'll give you a brief history about myself. I started playing taiko in 2004 when I joined Sangyu Taiko at UC Riverside. After that, I joined Kishin Daiko in 2009 at the East San Diego Valley Japanese Community Center in West Covina, where I have been playing with them ever since. Throughout the years, I've also had the privilege of playing taiko as a soloist and collaborated with various artists such as Walter Nishinaka, Lolita Dark, and Kyo. I have also taught taiko for various age groups, from kindergarten to adult, also for individuals with different abilities. So what are my struggles in taiko? I was born with this pre-congenital defect that stopped my right hand and ear from fully developing, and because of this, my right hand and arm are significantly smaller and less functional compared to my left. And I also have unilateral hearing because I'm deaf in my right ear. So how do I compensate and adapt to play taiko? So due to my hearing loss, I have to position myself on the right side of the stage so I can hear the beats and cues more accurately from my taiko peers. And same with everyday life, I tend to walk on the right side of people or sit on the right side of them at the dining table so I can hear what they're saying, especially when it's in a noisy environment. I can hear my passengers when I drive around in Japan because they sit to my left, but in America, I almost can't hear most of what they're saying because they're always sitting on my right. Regarding my hand, the first issue I had to deal with was how to secure the bachi to my hand. So unlike my left hand, the fingers on my right hand can't wrap around completely around the bachi. And the thicker the bachi gets, the less surface area I'm able to grip it. In order to solve this problem, I have developed a way to tie the bachi to my hand using a hachimaki. And here's a demonstration of that process. So first, I tie it around my wrist and loop a section of it through my fingers, and then I tie a knot behind my hand. Actually, a double knot to make it very secure. And since I don't want these parts flying around, I will just tuck it behind the strap, which also helps secure it more because it makes the wrapping tighter. So after doing this, I can easily slip the bachi through the cloth, which helps me hold the bachi no matter how hard or how fast I play. And I can also loosen up the hachimaki so I can accommodate larger sized bachi, like this true bachi right here, all the way up to thicker old daiko bachi. Now sometimes when I perform, I try to tie this really tight to the point where my fingers turn purple or white, where I'm cutting off blood circulation, which is very uncomfortable, but also very necessary for me to hold the bachi throughout a pretty long performance. So even though it's very bad for my circulation, I have to do it so I can play throughout the whole show. And another downside to this is with the knot behind my wrist, sometimes I tend to hurt my wrist a lot if I play very hard, or sometimes it would make my hand move in weird angles. So there are lots of pros and cons to this method. Hopefully one day I can find a prosthetic maker who can design something that will help me hold the bachi securely and still allow me to make various movements, maybe even toss the bachi, and also allow me to change bachi by just simply grabbing it like my normal hand would from piece to piece. The next issue I came across when I started playing was finding a balance between my arms. So since my right arm is shorter and weaker than my left, I have to reposition myself to reach the drum. and either hit harder with my right or hit softer with my left. This is a constant struggle because the slightest fluctuation in my muscle mass can throw off the balance in hitting the drum. Another issue, which unfortunately I cannot change, is the symmetry and proportion of my body when it comes to certain stances and poses. This really gets to me because I'm a perfectionist and I love symmetry. I consider it very beautiful. And even though I imagine myself to look balanced and symmetrical, I'm reminded how far from that I am after I review one of the recordings of a performance, which leads into the next section on support and inclusivity. So first of all, I'm very thankful and appreciate everyone who has supported and encouraged me in my journey for both taiko and my life. Despite my physical limitations, all of the taiko players I have joined and collaborated with have mostly been supportive and understanding of my condition. One of the biggest forms of support I have experienced is when my fellow performers make and give me extra time to adjust my hachimaki so I can play the next piece. They would extend their transition pieces or talk longer and watch me from the peripheral to wait for me to get to my drum. And this significantly reduces performance stress, and I'm very grateful for everyone who has waited for me. Another form of support I felt is when instructors are flexible with me, playing only certain parts of a piece, or allowing me to sit out of a practice session because I cannot play that part. For example, hue, shakuhachi, or parts where I have to switch between different kinds of bachi really quickly. Many individuals, such as Chris Bergstrom, Yuta Kato, and Brian Yamagata, have spent a lot of time with me to discuss how I can play taiko and improve my performance despite my limitations. In order to pay the support and generosity forward, I recently joined a taiko class called Rhythmic Flow Taiko, which was founded by Sydney Shiroyama, Vivian Lee, and Mam Lee, who have also graciously taken me on as one of their co-instructors. And this class specializes in teaching taiko for individuals with Parkinson's. It's a great program, so if you know anyone with Parkinson's who would like to check it out, check out the link below. I'd like to conclude by saying I have struggled and overcome many challenges my physical condition has brought me. The greatest challenges were emotional, and having many supporters definitely helped. But in the end, it's really up to your own mindset and resilience. I often found myself trying to figure things out alone, since many people didn't know how to help me. I appreciated their sentiment, but it was my determination to find a way to allow me to do what I wanted to do that really pushed me forward. So, to everyone out there, with or without physical limitations, keep working towards your goal and don't give up. Taking a few breaks on the way is fine, but remember to always get back to reaching your goal. Like the Japanese proverb says, fall 7 times, but get up 8. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope this inspires you to reach out and support the people around you, whether or not they have obvious physical disabilities. I'd like to thank my taiko groups Kishin Daiko and Sengdu Taiko, everyone in the taiko community who has taken me in and supported my taiko ambitions, Dr. Sam Landsberger and Arthur Lurknovich at Cal State LA, who have worked with me to try to make a gadget for my hand to play taiko. And a special thanks to my family, which includes my girlfriend, and my close friends who have struggled with me throughout my journey to be the best taiko player I can be. Thank you very much.